really good people. Have the opportunity to think and talk to them and brainstorm. I'd like to bring up Neil Ratcleffe.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here. Recently I was in Washington, D.C., and I had the good fortune to take a late night stroll on one of their bike rental program vehicles there. I went by the Lincoln Memorial, and I will tell you that I know all of you who've been there, it's a humbling experience. It's sacred ground. Two of my heroes were Gandhi, who once said that poverty is the worst form of violence, and another is Abraham Lincoln. Speaking at Gettysburg, he said, "We are met on a great battlefield of that war. We have come to dedicate a portion of that field as a final resting place for those who here gave their lives that that nation might live. It is altogether fitting and proper that we should do this. But in a larger sense, we cannot dedicate, we cannot consecrate, we cannot hallow this ground. The brave men living and dead who struggled here, have consecrated it far above our poor power to add or detract." His tribute to them was as fitting and as appropriate as it has been moving to generations who have listened to and read those words. But what about the brave men and women who have experienced the violence and the ravages of war, and who, well, maybe they didn't give the greatest sacrifice of their own lives, have returned home to face the grinding, latent violence of poverty and of alienation and of homelessness? What can we do to hollow the ground that they walk upon? I submit to you that what we can do is exactly what our mayor has led us to do here today, is to provide a simple, decent place to live for these great men and women who have given so much that we can have all of the blessings that we hold dear. When I was offered the job as director of the housing department, the first thing that Mayor Parker said to me was, "I want you to work on homeless initiatives." And I told her, "We got a lot of problems that we need to solve. Give me a few months to get my feet under me, and let me learn from some of our experts who are really the best in that particular arena of the housing world." And thankfully, she was patient with me, but I know she's not very patient when it comes to serving our homeless. She wants us to move, and I can tell you that under her leadership, we are moving at a pace faster than has ever been seen in the city of Houston. In fact, over the past 4 years, the city and the Department of Housing and Community Development have invested in the construction of over 1,300 homeless units to serve the homeless, and we've helped transition thousands of homeless individuals off the streets and into housing. Additionally, under Mayor Parker's leadership, we went back and did some research and analysis, and we found that the number of city-funded units for the homeless increased 500% under her tenure than in years past. We are really proud to have played an important role in this project. The city has invested $5.7 million in local and federal funds into this extremely noteworthy project. What's more, over the past 3 or 4 years, my numbers are correct, the city has invested approximately $13 million in cloud-break community developments. So we are grateful to be a part of this effort. We are thankful for the great work that HUD is doing here as our local partners, that all of the agencies that are here have undertaken. We love Tim Cantwell and his group for the great work that they're doing. Most importantly, this work is a manifestation of our mayor's love and concern for the great people who toil day in and day out and who need more help than we usually give them. I want to thank, in closing, the great people on my team at Housing Community Development. We really have some bright people. Etta Paransky and Susan Spear, who took the initiative in leading this effort. Bruce, Keith Bynum, we've got other members of the team here, too many to name. But thank you for your efforts, and thank you for doing work that we can all be proud of.
Yes, Keith, I didn't see you back there right behind Darla. Thank you, and it's Bobby Oakes, who's the head of the building department, that helped guide us through some of these. There's one more, and I've left the last maybe very significant part of our capital stack. That capital stack being the syndicating group that took our Texas Department of Housing and Community Affairs tax credit allocation, syndicated and sold that, delivering $11,200,000 worth of proceeds from this development. I have to ask out Deb Burkhart from National Equities Fund.